Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, this is the court of public opinion, and I am still Francis Derito KARURU. In the court of public opinion, we have committed to discuss one of the three arms of our government. This is the judiciary. We are free to discuss the executive, that is the presidency, the ministries under the president, and other institutions that fall under the president. We are free to discuss our parliaments, and we do discuss them, how they conduct their business, the effects of their business. Similarly, we have a right to discuss our judiciary, how it does what it is supposed to do. And that is a calling for the court of public opinion. Shed light on the persons and the business of those persons who we pay to pronounce justice on our behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, I am not a lawyer advocate. I am a teacher by training and trade. I'm just your average mwananchi who can read a bit and who can express an opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, to paraphrase Edmund Burke, evil prospers when good people choose to do nothing. For me, I don't want evil to prosper. I want to do something about it. And the something that I'm doing about it is the publishing of the court of public opinion, because here we have an institution in which evil is a product, apparently, that can be packaged and sold in the market. So far, we have published the Wakiaga series of videos in which we discussed the execution of duty by Justice James Wakiaga. In the Wakiaga series of videos, ladies and gentlemen, citizens, we agreed that proof is lack of an alternative explanation. We agreed that it is not possible to have a rotten executive, as we have seen with corruption. It is not possible to have a rotten parliament and we have a judiciary that is manned by angels. It is not possible because the environment is the same. In the introduction to the court of public opinion, I committed to publish videos that I called the Kenyajui series of videos. To recap, ladies and gentlemen, David Bura Kenyajui is a fallen angel. David Bura Kenyajui is a trained lawyer advocate. David Bura Kenyajui is a one-time state council. David Bura Kenyajui is a former resident magistrate for Kwale, Mombasa, and Kilifi in the Coast Province. We could say that for David Bura Kenyajui, Kwale, Mombasa, and Kilifi are his sandbox or stomping ground. It is where he goes to play. Apparently, Mr. David Bura Kenyajui is the Mr. Fix-It for matters judicial. Mr. David Burakinyajui has enough power to appoint judges. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, the hallmark of Mr. David Burakinyajui's life is the case filed for the compensation of the families of prison wardens who died in a traffic accident on Thika Road once upon a time. In the court case for the compensation of the families of the late prison wardens, Mr. Kinyajui was a state counsel defending this case. Mr. Kinyajui is reported in court as having entered into an unauthorized out-of-court settlement with the lawyer who was supposed to be representing the families of the prison wardens. At the end of the day, the families lost their loved ones, and the daily bread that their loved ones used to earn and the compensation that was due to them got lost through a conspiracy between Mr. Kinyajui and the lawyer advocate who represented the families of the prison wardens. An award of 52 million Kenya shillings was granted by the court and was paid by the Kenya government into the account of the lawyer for the families. The grapevine has it that David Burakinyajui got a cut of Kenya shillings 8 million out of the 52 million that was paid. Now, Mr. David Burakinyajui, the grapevine says, disappeared into thin air. He did not report to duty. He could not be found in court. He absconded duty. The story has it that Mr. David Burakinyajui ran away to South Africa. But when you are a fugitive from justice in a country like South Africa those days, it must be expensive. 8 million was not a lot of money, and he could not afford to hightail it out of Kenya together with his family. So I think our Mr. David Burakinyajui finally slithered back into Kenya and sneaked back into his sandbox, the courts, the ground, the home ground that he knew, and continued to practice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, citizens, Mr. David Burakinyajui has been practicing law in Kenyan courts. Mr. David Burakinyajui is listed as a lawyer advocate in the law firm of Mazayo, Mrima, and Jadi. Now, Mr. David Burakinyajui has been the defense lawyer in the High Court Civil Appeal number 61 of 2012 at Mombasa. I am a witness that Mr. David Burakinyajui has been practicing law in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, Mr. David Burakinyajui of the law firm of Madzayo, Mrima, and Jadi for all the days that I have known this law firm, and Mr. Kinyajui has always been listed with a practice status of inactive. Now, the practice status of inactive means that Mr. David Bura Kinyajui has never paid his statutory dues to the Law Society of Kenya as per the law, enough to make him an advocate who can represent parties in court. So much as Mr. David Bura Kinyajui is listed on the search engine of the Law Society of Kenya as part of the law firm of Madzayo, Mrima, and Jadi, Mr. David Bura Kinyajui is not qualified to represent parties in court. So, for more than 10 years, Mr. David Bura Kinyajui has been earning a living for himself and for that law firm when he is not qualified. Now let us pause there, ladies and gentlemen, citizens. Imagine the law firm of Madzayo, Mrima, and Jadi has one serving judge, the Honorable Justice Anthony Charo Mrima. The law firm of Madzayo, Mrima, and Jadi has one former judge, Mr. Stewart Madzayo, now a senator in our parliament. And of course, we have Mr. Kinyajui. Mr. Kinyajui's seniority qualifies him actually to be the Chief Justice of Kenya. He's very senior in terms of his year of qualification. Now, the fact that Justice Anthony Charo Mrima and Justice Stewart Madzayo have been working in concert with Mr. Kinyajui, an unqualified advocate, that raises grave ethical issues on their part. That raises grave, serious ethical issues on the part of the judge and on the part of Senator Stewart Madzayo. And it is only fair that we tag the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to consider whether Justice Anthony Charo Mrima and Justice Stewart Madzayo should be holding the honorable offices of judge and senator in the Republic of Kenya. That is a duty on the part of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to tell us, is this ethical for these two honorable people against the law to work in concert with a crook? Are we free also to call them crooks? Because people are known by the company that they keep. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, things are getting thicker. I have chosen to call the Kinyajui series of videos Judicial Harlotry. Judicial Harlotry. It is a very considered title for the Kinyajui series of videos, as we'll be seeing Mr. Kinyajui dancing. We'll be seeing Mr. Kinyajui dancing and romping in bed with judicial officers who are supposed to be honorable. So please, ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, sit back, put your feet up. Here you will witness the dancing and the romping in the judicial bed of our republic.